A mitigation credit, think of it like permission slip, right? So carbon credits, when you buy them to make up for something else. So in the case of development in Florida, you get mitigation credits for hurting wetlands. So for doing things that you wouldn't necessarily be allowed to do in coastal areas and protected areas, mangroves. So when you fill, when you drain, when you otherwise do damage, right? So the easiest way for a developer to mitigate this is to buy credits from a mitigation bank, which is a big restored wetland they already did the work, and then they sell pieces of that good deed as credits, right? So now we're going to get into a few numbers, and this is why it's in the news today. So if you're a developer, you hire an environmental consultant and they map your wetland, and there's a standardized score, and they assign you a score. And then that score determines how many credits that you have to buy before the Department of Environmental Protection of Florida signs off on your permit. If you don't have the permit, you can't do anything, right? So in a perfect world, you get those credits from your district. So if you've got a project in South Florida, you're probably in what they call Everglades 1 or Everglades 2, right? And so you're fucking with wetlands in this district, then you buy credits from these guys, and it's all hunky-dory. You pay the money. The credits, they range in price anywhere from $100,000 to $250,000. So if you need one credit, think of it like that. If you need 5 credits, think of it like over $1 million. Now, here's where it gets interesting. If your district doesn't have any credits available, you're kind of shit out of luck. Until just last year, a new state bill got passed through the Senate and passed through the House, allowing developers to get credits from other districts, it's great, because now a developer who's building something in Miami and there's no credits available, they can go to Orlando and say, hey, there's some credits up there. I need some credits. Send them down. There's a credit broker, right? A mitigation banker. Think of it like that. Mitigation credit banker. And they came up with this formula, and it throws money straight back into the mitigation efforts. And they charge another 20% for every line that you cross. And so if you cross one line, they multiply it by 1.2, the 20% premium. And for every additional line you cross, it's another 0.25, right? So if you cross 2 lines, the mitigation amount is 1.45, right? So if you were going to pay $100,000 for this credit in Miami, and you had to go to Orlando, which crossed 2 district lines, then you have to pay whatever that is. You have to pay $145,000. Now, all of these mitigation banks, they're districts, and they're published in these ledgers. I can pull one up as soon as I get off my soapbox, I guess. Mayor Levine Cava has come out and said, well, I'm going to do a mitigation bank for county parks. And this is crazy. Nobody's ever done this before at such a local level. So now developers aren't going to have cross district lines to get credits from another district if there's none in Southeast Florida. They won't have to cross 3 district lines and pay a premium and go get credits from Jacksonville. They'll be able to get them from right here in Miami-Dade. It's kind of a brilliant way, and Peter and I, we talk about this a lot, the dichotomy, the power struggle between local governments trying to get cash and Tallahassee trying to get that tax cash. But if it happens all here locally, then developers pay less and the money comes straight into the county.